But let's talk about a little bit of a side quest for that in thinking about the timing and the order of operations. There's three different kind of selling and moving strategies that you want to be aware of. Hopefully your agent is talking to you about and that you have a good understanding of. Do you really want to sell before you buy? Selling before you buy can give you some strength because you can have all of your cash ready to go, but you may not have the right place in time. That's where it can be a bit of a challenge. Some people really like to be able to write as strong an offer as possible so that they're competitive, or maybe they can really try to get a good deal and rip something because they can write such a strong offer. So it can be good, but just be aware of kind of the stress that can come up with it. If you sell and you don't find the place because you are looking for a unicorn for your next property, then you might have to pack and move a couple times. A lot of people who employ this scenario will do like a nice hotel for a while. They'll go Airbnb for kind of a short to midterm rental. Maybe they'll try to find a 6-month lease somewhere, but they have a plan to be in the midterm. They got to pack all their stuff, put it in storage. There's an added stress and inconvenience for that. As a solution to that scenario, a lot of people, not a lot, but a decent amount of people have started doing what's called post-possession. Post-possession, as we've talked about, is where, let's say you're closing on the 30th of the month, but you get 1 to 3 months to stay in your house. Sometimes it's free, sometimes you pay, it's all negotiated, but you sell and get your money, and then you can go shop and buy the new place without having to move twice. Not all buyers are open for that, and sometimes that costs you in sale price from what you could have been. So there can be a little bit of a trade-off, but post-possession can be a solution for that. You can try to sell after you get in contract on the new place and before you buy. So that can be a good strategy. Again, go write an offer on the new place and sell and cash out your house before you close on the new place. So you've got it under control through the contract, but now you got to sell your place on a tight timeline to be able to execute and move into the new house. This makes you much less competitive in the marketplace. This is what we call a contingent offer. The purchase of their house, you can't buy their house unless you sell your house. There's different ways to stack the deck in your favor here and to try to do this, having the house ready to go on the market so that everything is done except putting it on the market, and then we could get you on the market. You can technically do it in 24 hours, but there is a lot of benefit to being able to time it. So be on the market in a week, be priced really good, be able to get in contract in a week or two, and then be able to close in 30 to 45 days, start to finish. That's not a really difficult thing to do if all the pre-work has been done when you're selling and you're ready to go. You can shop with some good strength, especially if you have pricing strategy in that. But it's not as strong of an offer as somebody who doesn't need to sell or is coming in cash. So it will make you less competitive. If everything else is tied or close to a tie price, earnest money, closing date, all that stuff, and you have to sell and somebody else doesn't, you're not going to win that offer, which can cause you to price more aggressively, which can cause you to have to act faster than you would really like to or would be ideal, which can add stress to the process in addition to the financial ramifications. If possible, you can buy and then sell. So a couple of ways that you can do that. There's some programs and things out there for when it comes to funding the deal where you may be able to put something together creatively with that. That's part of why having a good lender on your team is important, to understand your options, where you could buy the new house and close on it and then sell your house and pay the loan down, recast it, do some things like that. Or reimburse, give yourself a loan from your retirement. There's a lot of different ways that you can go when you want to do the buy and then sell strategy. You have to be able to qualify for both mortgages, which is a trick, but even inside of that, there's some strategies that we've used successfully recently for some of our clients to help them keep their current houses and get into investment properties. The same strategies would work in a buy and then sell situation. You do get some additional stress in the buy and then sell strategy because you're the closing stress to moving stress to selling stress starts to stack up on a while. You got to get into the contract in the first place and then go through the process of closing that. Then you got to go through all the moving stress. And as soon as you're moved out, you got to get immediately back into the selling stress. This is a lot, especially if you're going to somebody who's going to try to do a for sale by owner. That can be a lot of stuff to go on. You also can have the stress of 2 full sets of mortgage payments for a period, in addition to other costs that come up with getting the house ready, the unexpected moving expenses, and the cost of buying the initial house without having the capital from your previous house first. So it can allow you to be in and do a non-contingent offer, but there's some trade-offs in that and some stress involved in the process as well. So those are the 3 kind of side quests, selling and moving strategies for you that you want to consider when you're thinking about which way to go. There's challenges to each strategy. Every client is unique. Every home is unique, and how long it's going to sell, how desirable it's going to be, how much it's going to sell for. And every market, and I don't mean the market as a whole, how is the real estate market? I mean market specific. Every neighborhood is different. So when you look at the neighborhood and the product type, is it a townhouse, a single family? What does it look like? How long is it taking to sell those right now? What price are they selling at? All of those things are unique and need to be tailored to each situation.